It's because dogs don't bark at parked cars. Whenever you are progressive and making moves and doing things like that, you bring out all of the insecurities of your enemies. But the reality is, like Joseph had, God spoke to him and said, listen, I want you to get the people ready because I want you to understand something. You won't have to fight this battle. God's got it for you. And Jehoshaphat put the praises out front, man. And when he got ready to go into battle, God said, put the praises out front. And when they put the praises out front and they began to praise the name of the Lord, their praise was so strong, it confused the enemy. And you learn how to stay positive, you learn how to give God glory, you'll find out God will fight this battle for you, and you won't have to raise one finger, lose one night's sleep. My word to you today is stop tripping. Stop letting your enemies and haters cause you to miss what God has for your life. This is going to be a great week for you, a productive week. Focus on what God is doing for you and not what the enemy is doing to you. This battle is not yours. It's the Lord.
Hey, man, thank you so much, you and Dr. Steph, man. I was just happy to be there, but I'm taking over next year for your pastor's anniversary. We're going to do an old school thing.
It was epic, man. You got it. We're going to do it next year. We're going to do it all just like this.
Yes, sir. All right. Love you, man.
Love you too, Ricky. Everybody follow me at Joseph Walker 3 on Instagram. Follow me at Joseph Walker 3 on Instagram. And let me know you've been listening to the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
And there it is. All right, man. Love you, man. 5 minutes after the hour, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Here we go, y'all.
News headlines.
Entertainment. Sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, it's 13 minutes after the hour. We got the front page right here. Maria, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. Is being brought to you by Gain. If your laundry is longing for a scent that's seriously irresistible, you got to try Gain Flings detergent. Good morning, RSMS family. Here's your Monday news. The NAACP is suing the state of Mississippi over separate and unequal policing that will return to Jackson, Mississippi, under a state-run police department. Republican Governor Tate Reeves says violent crime in Jackson has made it necessary to expand where the Capitol Police can patrol. He also says it's necessary to authorize some appointed judges opposed to them being elected. The NAACP said Friday that these are serious violations of self-government because they take control out of the hands of residents. In other news, a former Minnesota police officer who fatally shot Dante Wright, a black man she pulled over in a traffic stop turned arrest, is set to be released from prison today after serving 16 months of a 2-year sentence. Kim Potter, who yelled "taser" when she claimed she mistook her gun for a stunning device, was convicted of manslaughter in the April 2021 shooting. Lastly, there's good news for Americans struggling with medical debt. The 3 major credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, declared that all medical debt under $500 would be removed from credit reports. More than 100 million people and 41% of all adults owe money for health care, per the Kaiser Family Foundation. Now the deletion is expected to boost consumer credit scores. I'm Maria Moore, and that's a quick look at news. For more on these stories and other headlines, visit RickeySmileyMorningShow.com. Rock T.
What up, Mike?
What's going on?
It's all good, man. How about them Golden State Warriors survive Game 4 and even the series 2 games apiece with the Sacramento Kings, man? They almost blew that bad boy, but they hung on to win that bad boy. New York Knicks, man, this is fun to see the Knicks back in the playoffs and winning. They up 3-1 over the Cleveland Cavaliers. Atlanta loses again to Boston Celtics. They down 3-1. Let's talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves. They hang on for dear life to avoid being swept by the Denver Nuggets. And let me say this. Anthony Edwards, at the age of 21, is a star in this league. He will be one of the future faces of the NBA. He dropped 34 points last night. Shout out to Javonte Tank Davis knocking out Ryan Garcia in the 7th round with a body shot. I don't know if you guys saw this fight over the weekend, but it was a blockbuster. Big up to Javonte. Judge ordered cops to arrest former NFL wide receiver Antonio Brown over unpaid child support. Word is he is ducking the payments. According to Antonio Brown, he is all paid up, though. He actually posted a receipt of $33,260 saying, listen, I got all my child support paid up. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Right.
So It is what it is, man. It's my quick sports report right there. Gary with the T. What's up, Mike?
All right, y'all. Everybody's talking about Beyonce, honey. Beyonce recently pledged $2 million to students and small business owners, y'all, during her Renaissance tour. Now, they're saying, y'all, that Good, the initiative founded by global cultural icon Beyonce, honey, in 2013 to support people, y'all, in programs around the world is now Good Foundation. It's a 501c3 public charity. Now, they're saying the entertainer, y'all, who made history recently as the artist with the most Grammy wins, founded the former initiative to make a difference in communities along the 2013-2014 Miss Carter World Tour. Now, 10 years later, they're saying that Good has focused on a wide range of issues, including education, disaster relief, flood, food, water, and housing scarcity, mental health, and career development, y'all, in the United States, Africa, Europe, South America, and the Caribbean, y'all. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
But it's $2 million a lot?
To somebody that don't have it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, you all over the world, Africa, Europe, and the Caribbean, and South America, stretching $2 million, I guess.
It goes longer in those countries.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, congratulations, Beyonce. We love Beyonce, and she's doing great things, honey, for the world. And, you know, she's doing scholarships and all this other stuff. So, congratulations to her. All right, the color today is one of my favorite colors. My color today is Florida Sunshine. On the high end, you say Florida Sunshine, and on the low end, you say beautiful orange. That's your color for today. Brad, what you got coming up in the hot spot?
Coming up next in the hot spot is Cardi B getting ready to start season property. Oh, Lord. Up next, it's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. The hot spot.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So hot. That's hot.
You can catch me at the hot spot. It's the BR18.
All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 29 minutes after the hour. It is time for the hot spot. What up, Brat?
What up, Ricky? Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brad Tat Tat, and this is the hot spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get off into it. Well, y'all, during the interview with Access Hollywood, Usher said that if he would be asked to do the Super Bowl halftime show, he would love to. He said when asked if he'd ever perform there, who previously performed at the halftime show as a guest of the Black Eyed Peas in 2011, said, I'd be a fool to say no. Well, I mean, you know, things line up that we all hope. He went on to say that one day that moment will happen. He said, what I am thankful for is that the fact that there's even conversation about me, period. I feel humbled at this age, at this juncture of my life, that people have to ask the question, after all the number ones I've had, do I have enough records to perform for 15 minutes? He said, if I were ever asked to perform at the Super Bowl, of course I would definitely be into it. I think Usher would be great performing at the Super Bowl.
Home run.
Oh,
yeah,
but
him putting it out there, that means he kind of really want to do it. I wouldn't do it then, because if I have to put it out there and throw all kind of nuggets to let them
Change your
lie.
attitude. Get your attitude right. Sometimes the Bible said the reason we have not is because we ask not.
When he didn't ask, he threw out nuggets.
I ain't mad at him. He should.
There's been conversations about it, so he heard about it.
Oh.
So he was just letting people know that he would.
He would tear it up. That would be the best.
Yes.
That would be one of the best halftime performances of all time. I would say that because, you know, he's a dancer, he skate, you know, he's going to throw it all in there. You throw everything at that.
Man, if you ever seen his residency in Vegas, whew, that boy performs. All right, y'all, moving on. Tory Lanez has written an open letter to the Los Angeles District Attorney, George Gaskin, asking for a new trial. Lanez, who is facing up to 20 years in prison from being convicted in shooting Meg Thee Stallion in 2020, posted the letter to his Instagram feed on Friday. He said, today I would like to take a stance as an innocent black man wrongfully convicted of a crime I did not commit. The letter goes on to accuse two district attorneys in Gaskin's office of unlawfully misusing their authority to hide and suppress any and all what's this word, Gary? Exculpatory?
Exculpatory.
Yeah,
You didn't know that's a Rocky. You heard Rocky.
He didn't say it.
You did say it before you said
I'm
it.
trying to see why she asked Gary.
Wait a minute. No, you didn't. Thank you, Brad.
Exculpatory evidence that exonerates me or further my innocence. He captioned the post, until my court date, I'll be posting the outrageous and disgusting injustices used against me by the prosecution to get the conviction so they so desperately wanted, despite the evidence they knew existed. The decision for a new trial will be decided on May 8th. Wow, what y'all think about that?
Is he crazy?
I'm confused.
Yeah.
Did he shoot the gun?
Who shot the gun?
Special K, what is the deal legally?
It's a mess. He needed a better attorney.
Okay.
I honestly think that he needed a better attorney.
So you think
because the fact
off?
that after this, there's still this much question about it means that the state didn't have the
evidence. So this is a file for an appeal?
It sounds like a file for an appeal.
Right.
But you don't know what his money situation is. An appeal is very costly. You got to have a lot of money to get an appeal.
But they had to have some type of evidence to convict
They
him.
had
Right.
they had
I
evidence.
think this is procedural right here. What he's trying to use a procedural.
What does that mean?
Excuse. Just that the procedure wasn't followed. Now, there
Yeah,
is
they
physical
didn't
evidence
cross all
against
the- all
him.
the- they
Yeah.
didn't cross all the
And so
T's
you
and dot all
can
the
get an
I's.
appeal just off of that.
Okay.
You can. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But you got to go in there and prove that, get an appeal, and they might do a retrial.
Right.
Yeah, but again, it comes to your representation. You got to have the same money you paid for that original. You better have the same money to pay for that appeal because it might take 4 or 5 different lawyers working on that case.
And this takes some years as well.
Oh, yeah.
So if you ain't got the bread like that, you ain't gonna make it.
Yeah.
All right, y'all, we're going to wrap up the hot spot on that note. But coming up next, I hope something be funny coming from Rock T, because it's the joke of the day. Rock T, is it going to be funny?
Hell no.
Ain't it always?
No. The time now, y'all, is 27 minutes before the top of the hour. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. It is 19 before the top of the hour. It is about that time of joke of the day. Joke of the day. Joke of the day. All right, Rocky, it's got to be funny. Let's go.
What does IDK stand for?
What does IDK stand for?
I don't know, because everybody I ask says I don't know.
What?
That worked. That was a good one.
Was that better than one of them jokes you did at Uptown when you was performing? We was talking about that backstage.
That was many years ago.
Really? We were literally backstage at Zany's. We was backstage at Zany's talking about that.
Yeah. That was a previous lifetime.
You like that?
That was many years ago.
We're
not going to revisit that.
What was it? Oh, man.
No, right? We'll know about that, y'all. Hey, Brad gonna be talking about some stuff coming up, y'all. You do not want to miss this interesting conversation. Coming up next, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. What the hell?
Well, y'all, a recent survey asked people to name common misconceptions that they are sick of hearing, and the first one applies to something that we just dealt with, y'all, and that's taxes. One, you can't actually lose money by earning more. Now, a lot of people think if you hit a new tax bracket, all your income gets taxed at that percentage, but that is not how a progressive tax rate works. You still earn more. Another is being introverted, and it doesn't always mean you're shy. A better definition is introverts tend to feel drained if they socialize too much, and extroverts are the opposite. Number 3 on the list is brown eggs are not healthier than white. It's just laid by a different type of damn chicken. All right?
What?
Yeah, they're not healthier. It's just laid by a different type of chicken. Number 4, the red, now I didn't know this, the red juice seeping out of your steak is not blood. It's water plus a protein called myoglobin. They said even rare steak is bloodless. So what is the pink when it's pink and it's red and it ain't cooked? You mean tell me that ain't blood when you smash it and it squeeze the red juice
Right,
out?
that's why I run it right on over there to that microwave.
Microwave, me too.
Yeah, I need to get all that out of there.
I need all that
put a
out
hot
there.
skillet up and fry it, yeah.
I need all that out
That's
there too.
something.
So what is something that y'all always hear people say that is a common misconception or wrong?
My favorite one is cold causes cold. That if you go outside when it's cold and you don't have a jacket on, people say, oh, you're going to catch cold because you're out there. And doctors keep saying viruses cause cold, not cold weather.
Or if your hair wet when you get out the shower.
Yeah. Right, well, why is it that if I walk outside in the cold and I got out the shower, all of a sudden I'm feeling sick? Now, I'm not sure
why would
about
you feel sick?
Yeah, because
I
if
asked
go
Dr.
outside,
Collier about that. And he
every time I
verified.
get real cold and my feet get cold, if I'm on a plane and I'm cold, if I get cold, I get the sniffles.
Yeah, if you outside in the cold,
you might get sniffles, but you're not getting a actual cold. We can ask Dr. Collier about it when he's on.
You can get the sniffles, but the sniffles, just because you got the sniffles, that don't mean that it's a virus, correct?
Right. Your nose is just running because you're cold. You're in a
your
cold
body
climate.
reacting
You're
to
in a
the
cold
weather.
climate. Your
Yeah.
body's just reacting to the weather, but you don't have a cold.
Right.
What you say, Maria?
No, it's just your body reacting to the weather.
Okay.
But you know what, Brad? I think another one to add to the list has to do with pregnancy, because a lot of times when a woman gets pregnant, people just act like you handicapped. Like, oh, you still gonna do this? You still gonna do that? Ooh, pregnant women can't exercise. Pregnant women can't do this. Pregnant women can't. You know, have you experienced that at all, Brad?
Yes.
People acting like you handicapped.
Every day.
Everybody running to you.
Ooh, don't reach. It's gonna make the umbilical cord choke the baby. Yeah. Don't do this. Don't bend over. Don't pick up nothing. I'm like, it's been very difficult to not cuss people out, because I'm like, I already asked my doctor what I could do.
Right.
And I can do everything normal. Yes. I just don't need to lift nothing too heavy, but I can lift a piece of luggage. Yeah. I can lift something.
Is there anybody outside of me that irritates you real bad, that pick at you and aggravates you?
You are about the worst. You are about the worst.
All right, y'all, more Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up.
Bittersweet, a memory, and that is all I'm taking with me. So goodbye. Please don't cry. Oh, we won't know I'm not watching with me. And I will always love you. I will always love you.
Baby, that girl sound like she's crying for her husband to come back.
Hold it. Half man, half woman. It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the T. It's Gary, baby.
Gary has the tea and the clue of the day. Gary.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Monday, a beautiful, beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. The pair, y'all, they're saying this pair has been linked on and off since 2003, y'all. But they said they have stayed notoriously tight-lipped regarding the details of their relationship. Who am I talking about? Exes Ashante and Nelly, y'all. And Nelly, they're saying, y'all, that they filled rumors, romance rumors, after holding hands, y'all, at the Davis Garcia fight in Las Vegas recently. Now, they're saying, y'all, that fans of Ashante, and Nelly were no doubt thrilled to see videos circulate on social media over the weekend, suggesting that the longtime on-again, off-again couple, y'all, may have been spotted out on a date. Now, the two musicians showed up, y'all, in Las Vegas on Saturday night to watch the sold-out Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia boxing match at the T-Mobile Arena, and they looked cozy. They were seated long ringside next to each other, and they're saying later Nelly, 48, and Ashante, 42, were seen holding hands, y'all, in video footage captured after the fight.
Sometimes the feeling never goes away. I don't care who it is. Sometimes you always go back to always that one that you always think about and you love. And you just, baby, let's go to the if a man take you to a basketball game and y'all sit down courtside and then y'all holding hands.
Oh, yeah.
By what quarter? What quarter? If they hold a hand, by what quarter?
But the third quarter, because he looking at her IG the whole time and looking at them vacation pics, and he like, you know what?
Yeah.
You know what?
And they not just hold a hand. When they lock between the fingers, and then you take your thumb and rub her top thumb.
Yeah, dog.
Damn it, you want her back.
Well, I don't give a damn if you want me back. I wouldn't take you.
Why?
Ain't no way I would go after all the women that Nelly done been through.
Okay, she got
we ain't heard about Ashante messing with a bunch of men.
Nelly ain't been through what women he done been through?
She has dated.
It wasn't public.
What women did he go through?
She dated the dude, the CEO. They was in a relationship.
That was years ago.
Before Nelly.
Yeah, but honey, you done went way back to history. No. I wouldn't date back him because, honey, and then that other woman that he was going to marry recently, and then you done been off.
People go through their relationships. They weren't supposed to stay single their whole life, Gary.
Yeah, but they don't. I thought y'all was the man we're talking about. I would never go back.
But, Gary, you have to go through something. It's like running the hurdles.
To realize.
When you running down the hurdle, when they shoot and you run and you jump over that hurdle, that's one shit. You jump over the other hurdle. She is the finish line. And you jumping those hurdles, jumping those hurdles,
I like that
jumping those hurdles, jumping those hurdles, jumping those hurdles.
Well, how many damn hurdles you got to jump?
She's down there. She's waiting on you with open arms.
I wish the hell
and you get to the finish line.
And all those hurdles with different damn women. You didn't jump.
Waiting for you with open arms. You need to listen to Steve Perry. Now that I come to you. you with love
Will Downing.
and all. Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to listen.
And Rochelle for real.
Yeah.
Well,
welcome to my love.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on in and make yourself at home.
Yes.
You didn't make yourself at home after you've been with all these damn traps. You coming back to me, baby. No, sir. Moving on. In other celebrity news, child honey, Real Housewives of Atlanta star Drew Sidora and her husband or ex-husband to be Mr. Ralph Pittman, y'all. They're saying their relationship from dating to divorce, y'all. Now, they're saying that the Real Housewives of Atlanta pair announced their divorce back in March after almost, y'all, a decade of marriage. Now, when Drew Sidora, y'all, landed on the reality TV scene, she was joined by her husband, Mr. Ralph Pittman, you know. And they're saying fans might remember their introduction to the couple in season 13 when they got in a fight, y'all, during their anniversary dinner during episode 2. Since then, y'all, they said we've been along for the ride, and they've kept us on the edge of our seats. Now, almost a decade of marriage and almost 3 seasons of ups and downs. As seen on RHO 800, they're saying the pair officially called it quits, y'all, back in 2023. Now, revisit their relationship from dating to marriage to children, y'all, and everything to come, y'all. Now, they're saying that it's just not going to work for these two. They're going to divorce. And, you know, I mean, and I like both of them. But Ralph did kind of talk to Drew kind of crazy and what have you during the shows and what have you and stuff. And Drew's almost seemed to be like the Disney blonde, but honey, she's a very smart woman, and she's doing the right thing by letting him go, honey, letting him go about his business, honey. And I don't think they're going to get back together like y'all just talking about this last couple. It's just, you can't publicly humiliate me.
I agree. That's too much.
You can't do that. You know, and I think as back with Shantae and Nelly, I mean, he humiliated her, you know. She was
So did he cheat on her when they were together?
Yeah, he cheated on them. I'm sure that's why they broke up.
We don't know for sure why Nelly and Ashanti broke up.
Yeah, we don't remember. The internet wasn't popping then. We don't remember the detail, but love will find a way.
Love will conquer all.
Right.
Yeah, and in the words of Diana Ross, remember me. Nah.
What that mean?
Remember.
That's exactly what they did. They remembered each other.
All right, yeah, that's the problem then, honey. But Diana Ross said, remember me like a sunny day that you once had along the way.
And that's why they went back to the sunny day.
Oh, that Brad Hook.
Sunny day sweeping the clouds away.
Jesus.
On my way to where the air is sweet.
Oh,
You're making everybody point.
Remember me like a big balloon that's gone too far that ended soon. Remember me as a breath of spring. Remember me as a good thing. Now,
that's why they went back.
No. Well,
because you remember them.
Who sang that song?
Diana Ross, damn it. Remember me. You find out with honey. That's remember me.
Right. You stop listening to those songs, you can have somebody.
You know what? I probably could.
Yeah. You need to start moving forward. Stop looking behind. That's why the rearview mirror. That's right. The windshield is bigger than the rearview mirror because you spend more time looking through the windshield as opposed to the rear. You look in the rearview mirror to back up.
Yes.
Are you going forward or are you going backwards,
don't
Gary?
You turn
That's
your
a
head.
word
Don't
right
look
there.
Back, Gary.
Shundo.
I don't want you to turn into a pillar of salt.
The color today is one of my favorite colors. My color today is Florida Sunshine. On the high end, you say Florida Sunshine, and on the low end, you say beautiful orange. That's your color for today, honey.
Yes, sir. Now, y'all give it up. Give it up for Gary with the T. So you need to relax. All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 24 minutes after the hour. I got your wake-up call. Get into 866-9-RICKEY. Let's go.
Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's time to get yourself together. Get it together. See, woke you up this long, just laid you in your house shoes, so we be better. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Encourage each other and be productive.
Come on.
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Wanna know what you call it? So come on and tell us and just wake up.
Good morning. This is Johnny from Rock Hill, South Carolina, calling to wake up my friend Rachel and my coworkers at Navant, Heldy, Dixie, Cynthia, Brianna, Amaya. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
This morning, Mike, representing Dallas, Texas. I want to just wake up my family, my wife, my son, and everybody in DFW Metroplex. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Good morning. This is Dana from Raleigh. I want to say good morning to my husband, my son, my mom, and my dad. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
I'm waking up my Kiki. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Yo, this is the girl, Verena Irvin, calling all the way from Pompano Beach, Florida. I want to wake up my beautiful Auntie Faye and my Uncle Mike and their gorgeous grandkids. It's Monday morning, y'all. Wake up, get on up now.
We gon' let them know.
Come on.
Kansas City, wake up. Let's get Columbus, wake up. Cincinnati, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. West Palm Beach, wake up. And Greenville, wake up. Come on, Jacksonville, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
All right, y'all, the same as being brought to you by.
Good morning.
Hey, Miss Burt, good morning. I'm doing good, Miss Bird. I had a good time. I went to Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church in Nashville. Bishop Joseph Walker. It was his 31st pastor's anniversary.
Oh, God good, ain't he?
God is good all the time, Miss Bird. How was church for you yesterday?
Well, you know, I had this morning. I got to go up and get here to take a care package down to the ramp this morning.
You had to what?
I got to take a care package down to the ramp this morning.
She said take
a care package? What happened?
To the ramp.
Uh-huh.
What do you need a care package for, Miss Bird?
You know, you got sick yesterday because in the middle of church, we was down there having us a good time. The folk came down there and cut the power off. You had no mic, so you had to holler.
He had to talk loud.
He had to holler because we had no microphone since the folk don't cut the power off. So I got to take this package down and we're going to go down here and try to sell some plates in front of the grocery store this morning to make some money.
We might can take up a little collection around here. Maybe we can do about 20 a piece.
You just raise them up to live with. They said light bill ain't never $89.
I could actually send you that myself. I can afford that. I had a show this weekend. I could pay it.
Miss Bird, how y'all get down to church? Get the church light bill was $89.
It was $89. We was sitting in the middle of service. Those folks cut that power off. We didn't know what was going on.
Were y'all in the middle of a song or he was in the middle of a word?
We was in the middle of prayer. And I just thought the spirit started moving in that thing.
Y'all was in the middle of prayer, and what happened?
And the lights just went off. And Rev said, well, God don't came in the building, but it wasn't the Lord, it was the light company.
So what are y'all going to do to raise the money, Miss Burt?
Well, we're going to sell plates. We tried to make a payment arrangement on it, but the lady said we don't use all of them.
Oh, y'all have used up all of your payment arrangements.
So we need to know when $89, so it takes us a while to make that money. So we don't use all the payment arrangements, so we're going to try to sell a few plates.
Right. Now, where y'all going to sell the plates? Because you can't cook at the church. So where, how?
So we ain't going to do nothing. We're going to be out here. They're going to make bologna and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and little cookies on the side to try to sell them.
Well, send us the y'all account number. Brad will send it over there. She'll take care of that for you.
Yeah, she got a show. She got a TV show called Brad and Judy.
Don't do that.
So, Brad, you need to give some time and your offering to the Lord. It's $89, Brad.
I gives the Lord my 10%.
Okay, but you can help. It's $89, Brad. That ain't nothing.
Special K already said he had her.
Special K, didn't you do a show this weekend?
I did. I got 40 on it.
You just said you can give it a whole 89 yourself.
Yeah, but I just looked at the check that they gave me. I can do 40 on it.
Miss Bird, we're going to figure it out. Between me, Brad, and Special K, we're going to figure out how to come up with this $89.
Well, y'all just let us know so you said that I won't have to make that many changes.
All right, Miss Bird. Miss Bird, if anybody want to reach you, let them know how you can be reached, Miss Bird.
All they got to do is go on their internet and look at the Will Case Show. When they come in and see, I know you right. They in the right place.
All right, y'all. There it is, y'all. Miss Bird, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Good morning.
Well, Shady, I wish I could not kill the vibe right now.
Bro, you calling in sick, bro, every single day, bro.
Nobody said I was sick, cuz.
Okay, bro, why you not at work with everybody else, Black Tony? We gave you John, what did you say to me when you introduced me to Black Tony? What did you say?
Yeah, Tony, I really vouch for you, man. I literally beg Ricky to give you a job, and every day that you don't come to work, you're making me look bad.
Okay, well, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry that this all about you, cuz. I'm sorry that, you know what I'm saying, you ain't got no comparison for nobody else.
See, you are a master manipulator. Anytime somebody put you on blast, you try switch it on the next person. It's about you right now, Tony. Why you ain't never come to work? I vouch for you. I know you making me look bad.
Right now. You being real aggressive. Calm down before you catch these hands. Look, let me tell you something, Sean.
Man, I work every day. You know where to find me, Tony. Tony is a bag of talking. Tony don't never come through whatever he say he gonna do. He say he'll come to work and he don't never come.
Jalan, let me tell you something. I got humiliated yesterday. This is what I'm trying to say. You're not even trying to hear me out. So I got humiliated yesterday.
So what happened, Tony? What happened?
I got thrown off with the whole daylight saving time and But
The daylight savings time, Black Tony.
And I thought that yesterday was Easter. And I done went to my mama church with my Easter outfit on. I had an Easter basket and everything for the children. And I showed up at church with my Easter outfit on. I had a lavender suit with a pink tie and a pink shirt.
Tony, you weeks late. Easter so long ago, Tony.
I was sharp, shouted. But they said it would come as you here today, and everybody just had on jeans and T-shirt, and I came up in there dead sharp.
That sound like a whole lot of deflection, Tony.
It sound like what y'all lying?
A whole lot of deflection.
Hey, Rick.
A bugger excuse.
Rick.
Yeah.
No folks were laughing at me because I had the Easter baskets for the children. They were laughing at me.
Oh, man, your grandma got your...
3 weeks.
Your grandma got your Easter basket, Black Tony.
I walked up now. I had bought the Easter basket from the Dollar Tree because I was wondering why the Easter candy was so cheap. Because it wasn't even $1. So it was all like 50 cents. And I done took it up in there. I'm telling everybody Happy Easter. They talking about, boy, you stupid.
They got a point.
Genesis 1, verse 1. In the beginning, yeah.
Listen properly.
In the beginning, yeah. In the beginning. In the beginning.
Can't get that in out the way.
Can't get something.
In the beginning.
In the beginning. Yeah, that's not proper.
That's proper.
Hold it. He's half man, half woman. It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the teeth. It's Gary, baby.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. It is 5 minutes after the hour, y'all. We got a special guest in the studio this morning, Gary, with his team. We got the one and only money expert, Janai Thornton.
Oh, yes.
Now, Gary, why are you bringing in a money expert?
Well, because Janai, I'm going to need you for this here story, y'all. But good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Monday, a beautiful, beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. It's being reported, y'all, and congratulations goes out to Olympic gymnast and world champion Miss Simone Biles and her wonderful NFL player husband, Jonathan Owens. Y'all, they were married this past weekend. And they're saying, y'all, that the pair decided to save money, Janai. They say on their nuptials. Now, instead of doing a big, expensive wedding, they're saying, y'all, that the couple went down to City Hall and just did it. Now, they're saying, honey, getting a City Hall ceremony in Houston. Oh, my God, Janai, this is so touching. Ricky, y'all. The wedding only cost $95.
Wait a minute, what?
Excuse me? You couldn't even get that out without chuckling. Oh, my God.
Baby, this girl paid $95 for her wedding. Now, they're saying, y'all, honey, that in contract, they said other celebrities, honey, used to do over-the-top weddings, usually cost at least $250,000. But they're saying, honey, that Miss Simone and her husband paid $95. Janai, how do you do that?
Well, when we say cheap, we talk about cheap right here.
Yes.
They said, I guess we're going to need that money to live later on.
Yeah, but who want to live later on? A woman needs a wedding. She needs the white dress, the candles, the calla lilies, and all the...
The what?
The calla lilies.
What is that?
It's a very expensive flower.
Oh, the flower.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the one that that's the ones you had. You had the calla lily.
I don't know what we had.
They had gardenias and all those things, but I wouldn't have done that. That man, that's sad. I wouldn't have married him.
$95.
$95.
That's real love. They just as married as if they spent $95,000.
No.
Thank you, Kay.
No. A woman wants her beautiful day, though. You're only supposed to get married once, and it's supposed to be the most beautiful day of your life.
It was beautiful when we got back to the apartment. I got married at that courthouse. I made it up for it.
Maybe they were just trying to keep it simple because, when you do a simple wedding, it removes the drama. You can't worry about forgetting to invite somebody and, stuff like that.
No, man.
The pictures are nice.
They look very happy.
As long as Simone was happy, Gary, that's all that matters.
No, she probably did it because he probably was tight, honey. You took all that money and saved it, and he gave it to another damn woman. He's a football player. No. So, but anyway, that's neither here nor I'm sorry,
Janai, what are your thoughts?
I'm like, how do we bring in another woman right now? We just talking about the fact that they just wanted to save a little bit of money right here. I think she got exactly what she wanted. I think she has a commitment to simplicity. It doesn't make sense to the rest of us. I wouldn't have done it either. But she seems like she might be happy, though.
I'm glad.
And about how much money they would have saved, Janai, just an average wedding. And where was it? It was in Houston?
Yeah, it was in Houston.
How much money they probably saved?
I'm sure hundreds of thousands of dollars for somebody at their stature, for sure. Easily, they could have spent that much money. Easily.
Right. What is the average price for a wedding?
I don't think money's the issue here, because clearly they could afford to do whatever they wanted to do. I think it's a different commitment. But I think an average wedding now is like at least about $30,000.
Are you serious?
On the absolutely.
Low end.
Are you serious?
Low end.
Brett, your wedding was $30,000.
I'm talking about regular folk. Yeah.
It was what?
$500,000.
$500,000.
All that? Are you serious?
The food alone. Oh my gosh! I was like, you
The
better
flowers
show
was
up.
$175,000.
Yeah.
Brett.
My wedding was $3,200.
Well, you ain't had no money and still don't, but that's that's a different damn wedding. So you
25 years later, we still together. So.
Well, but anyway, child, congratulations, Simone.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah. Ricky,
geez.
she didn't say a whole million. She said a half.
That's a lot of money.
No, that's not.
Okay.
For a wedding, this is
y'all making my
2023.
nerves.
It'll never happen again.
That's right.
Right. Okay, I feel that.
Yeah.
For a lifetime.
A lifetime.
Yeah.
Wow.
Moving on, child. Another celebrity news, y'all. Tyrese, honey. Tyrese is back. Tyrese is praying, y'all. And for Jamie Foxx, and here's how that went.
We got audio? All right, hold on.
And I'm going to say that God is not done with you. I'm also going to say to you that I'm very concerned and worried about people that are in and around your life that's causing you stress. I don't know who I'm talking to, but you are stressing Jamie out. And Jamie is holding on to you because he's familiar with you. But unfortunately, people are in your life for a reason. Others are there for a season. And it's very important for us to recognize when people's seasons are over.
I don't know if that caused the stroke. I mean, I hear what he's saying, but I'm not sure if that caused.
How is that Tyrese's business, though, to say who's... He don't know who's in...
He may know something that we don't.
Or he may just be
it's
doing
just
too much.
It's not his place to do that. It's not his place to say that. Let the daughter release a statement about how Jamie feels. I feel like that's very insensitive of him, even though he may have had good intentions.
Are they best friends?
I've never seen them together like that.
He all our friends.
Yeah.
But I just don't know.
Well, we just got to keep him in prayer. But while we praying for Tyrese, y'all, let's continue to pray, honey, for his ex-wife. Now, it's being reported, y'all, that Tyrese wants a new divorce judge, honey, and he claimed his current judge, Kevin M. Farmer, is
What the judge did?
Yeah, the judge called him.
Called Tyrese's ex-wife a B?
Mm-hmm. He said, now listen, we ain't together no more. We have our chef issues, but I have never referred to my mother, the mother of my child, as an itch, honey. He said to hit this man, this white man on the bench wearing a black robe who is supposed to represent the law, to refer to my ex-wife and the mother of my child as an itch, honey. He said, why is he still on the stand?
They supposedly took him off the case and then they put him back on.
The judge actually said that in open court?
Well, yeah, that's how he felt.
Supposedly, that's what they said.
What?
And they put I guess he was supposed to be off the case, but then they put him back on the case. So Tyrese, he was asking everybody, all the single fathers or something, to meet up at the courthouse to pray.
He wanted y'all to pray, Ricky. Yeah.
Okay, but then if we all the single fathers meet up at the courthouse to pray on behalf of Tyrese, and then the court case don't go in his favor, then what we there for?
I guess your praying was in vain.
Okay.
Is my praying in vain?
No! Of course not! But
Well, that's some messy tea, girl.
But here, we're going to pray. Let's just all be in prayer, though, y'all. So we're just going to pray, honey, for everybody and all parties involved. Honey, and for the $95 wedding and for all the Tyrese.
And thank your guests for showing up. You done brought in the whole guest for talk about the wedding for $95. Janai Thornton.
Janae, thank you so much for your financial advice.
And you're going to be on later this morning talking about
stuff. I'm going to be on
stuff.
later this morning. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Man, come
All
on.
right, the color today is one of my favorite. My color today is Florida Sunshine. On the high end, you say Florida Sunshine, and on the lunch, you say beautiful orange. That's your color for today, y'all.
All right, y'all, give it up for Gary with the tea.
Did you see that post?
People are talking.
Here's what's trending on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. With spent this story this morning. We had two identical twins down in South Florida to drown. And everybody's sad about that. I shared it on my social media. And for years, we've been on this morning show talking about getting folks to learn how to swim. I personally probably taught 200 people how to swim or whatever. So swimming is important, and just getting over the fear. Right. A lot of folks don't know how to swim because their uncle or their big brother, older brother, threw them in the deep end of the pool, and they are traumatized now. And we also want to say that don't throw nobody in the deep end of the pool like that's going to teach you how. No, it's not, because some people learn how to swim from that, but some people don't. And they get traumatized and they never learn how to swim. Yeah. Swimming is important. Every year in the United States, an estimated 4,000 people drown. 4,000 people drown. That's an average of 11 drowning deaths per day. Worldwide, over 320,000 people drown every year. So a lot of these are preventable. So we got to start making sure our loved ones not only know how to swim, but understand the necessary safety precautions around the pool, like lakes and oceans. So this is from the SWEM Swim School. Y'all welcome to the Rickey Smiley Morning Show, Trish Miller. Trish, good morning.
Good morning. How are you, Rickey?
Trish, I'm glad you came on this morning because I've been arguing about this for years, like crying out. When I got a pool, I had dreamed that my youngest son had drowned. And so my goal is when they 2 years old, them little floaties, getting them in the water, getting them comfortable, and teaching them as much as I can, just in case, at least where they can go underwater and swim to the side and get themselves safe. So now you started your campaign because as a teenager, you actually had a near drowning experience. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, that's so true. When I was 19, I grew up in Virginia, grew up near the ocean front. Similar story to what you were just saying before. I have two older brothers. My father taught them how to swim by throwing them in the lake. I'm the baby only girl, so they didn't do that to me, thankfully. But as a result, I never had any experience in the water. So I went on a college trip with some girlfriends. They were going to, I'm air quoting, teach me how to swim, and I didn't know what I didn't know. I jumped into 12 feet of water, didn't know how to float, didn't know how to tread. And thankfully, they weren't too far off of the pool platform to jump in and get me. But you mentioned a key word just in the opening there about trauma. It planted a seed of trauma in me that took decades for me to get over and for me to really understand my relationship with the water and to celebrate my own first lap. So you've already said a lot of things. That definitely was the catalyst to the work that I do now, making sure that people that look like me, that look like us, have a very different experience in the water.
Right. Now, why is learning how to swim so important for black families? I said, why is learning how to swim so important for black families?
Well, shoot, the statistics that you just read, those statistics that affect black families, in many cases, double, triple that. Nearly 70% of black children don't know how to swim. And we can just rest on that right there.
What?
Nearly 70% of black children do not know how to swim. Learning how to swim is a skill that's not a leisure. We'll do it whenever we get to it. It really should be looked at, especially by black families, as something that we have to do. You mentioned the age of 2. That is a good starting point. We actually start children as young as 4 months old in our waters with parent and tot classes, where they're starting to become familiar with the environment, knowing how to enter, knowing how to exit, knowing that mom and dad or guardian needs to be close when they're in the water. So I would say get your children in the water as soon as possible so that they start to be familiar with the do's and don'ts of the space.
That's good stuff. And Trish, I love that you talked about your relationship with the water, because swimming is more than, survival. Can you talk a little bit about that? And also, what does it really mean to know how to swim? Does it mean flapping your legs in the water? Or what does it mean? What are some benchmarks?
So we are, the work that we do is beautiful. And typically when people think about swimming, you don't think about the spirituality piece of it. And that's why I speak about the relationship with the water. We all came from the water. We had, unfortunately, a checkered past with the water, with voyages, with segregation, with all of these other things that have made us as a community think differently about the space. But what has to change really is our relationship with the space. And when we do the work that we do, the space has to that is our first focus, is to welcome people back to a space that they came from, to rekindle, reconnect that relationship with the water. So we're not just in there teaching people how to float. We're not just in there teaching people how to kick and move their arms. We're teaching them first to reverence the space. And then when reverencing that space, that skill comes and that respect for the space. A quarter of our work are with adult swimmers, because I learned as an adult. I spoke about that 19-year-old experience, but I actually did not celebrate my first lap until I was in my 40s.
Wow.
And we have – go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say everybody need to avoid blue swimsuits, blue bathing suits and blue swimsuits. Janai, somebody, you saw a little girl at the bottom of a swimming pool at a swim party. You had to jump in.
Yeah, about 20 years ago, I was on vacation with my kids, and we were at a hotel, and there was a church conference going on. And when I went to the pool to get my son out of the pool, I looked at the bottom of the deep end, and there was a little girl laying in the fetal position. Now, there's over 100 people around the pool. And you know how you're just looking like this can't be real. So when I dived in fully dressed to get her, now everybody starts running. Thank God there was a doctor there. And I literally pulled her out of the pool and I handed her to a doctor. But the woman who was having this birthday party for children could not swim. She was standing on the side of this pool, literally screaming at the top of her lungs.
And the thing about that is, if you having a party and you can't swim, you need to have one of those extended things with that hook on there, like they have at the public pool, that you can pull the child out. And explain to us stuff like that and about the blue. Why? Let everybody know why not a blue bathing suit for kids or adults.
Yeah. For anyone, you can't see. I mean, it literally is just that the water is blue, and the reflection from that water makes it difficult to see that person in the water. But another part that you brought up, if you have a pool in your backyard, you need to know how to swim, first off.
Period.
And if you're going to have period. And if you have a party, you need to have a lifeguard. People don't understand the importance of having a water watcher that is there. That only job is to make sure that people are safe in and around the water. So if you're going to have a party, the next expense you need to consider is hiring a lifeguard to protect your waters and make sure it's safe.
And then, Janai, I was going to say, everybody that have a pool, you need to have you can go to Lowe's, Home Depot, or you can order on Amazon. No lifeguard on duty sign on your gate to the pool, for liability purposes, because people need to know, because somebody kid drowned in your pool or whatever, they can sue you, because that's a liability. Absolutely. So you need to have that sign on there and take pictures of the sign, or make everybody sign some kind of release or something or whatever, because freak accidents happen. But we got to get these kids, like my granddaughter is 3 years old. We don't go out that back door unless she got those little floaties on her arm, even if she's playing in the backyard. Right? I make her wear the floaties. It's the floaties with the little thing that go around the chest. So go in the backyard, but put this on in case I'm in there washing dishes and she wander over there by the pool or whatever and fall in the pool, because she's real curious. She's obsessed with, she jump over in that water. She's floating. She know how to kick to get back to the side. This is so important. We're talking to Miss Trish Miller. So how can our listening family support families who want to learn how to swim, and what should we do if we want to learn? And then I want you to let people know how to follow you.
Yeah, so I want to go back to, what does it mean to learn how to swim, or to know how to swim? The American Red Cross says you know how to swim if you can jump into deep water where your feet cannot touch. You can do a full 360, and you can swim to the nearest exit. You can actually navigate your body to the nearest exit. Doesn't have to be the prettiest stroke. Doesn't have to be any of those things. But that is what knowing how to swim means. Deep water. Feet can't touch, 6 feet and above. We would love for people to support this work. Our first challenge is to ask people in your family, you and yourself, you included, do you know how to swim? Can you do those things that I just mentioned? If the answer is no, we're based in Atlanta, Georgia. We would love to show you how to swim and reintroduce you to the freedom of swimming. However, if you're not here in Atlanta, please get to the nearest and closest swim school and learn as soon as possible. We would love for people to follow our work. You can follow us on Instagram at swimschool.com, well, swim school, SWEM school, or Swim Kids, which is our scholarship, SWEMKIDS. And we also would ask people to support our sorors, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, with a 5K this weekend with the Marietta Roswell chapter.
I'm hosting that event.
Oh, so you're hosting that event?
I'm hosting that event.
Yes.
Yeah. So you know Kendall Watkins, that's my girl. Yeah, so I'll be out there on
that's
Saturday.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'll see you on Saturday. All proceeds from that 5K go directly to support Swim Kids, our scholarship students in the water. So our goal is 2,500 students in the summer learning how to swim.
Hey,
Just
Ms.
this summer.
Ms. Trish, can I add
Yes.
this? And this is just something that I use. All adults that don't know how to swim, go and buy you a life jacket, okay? Get in the pool and play in the water. Yeah. Listen to me. Play in the water with the life jacket on. What's going to happen is you're going to naturally become comfortable with the water without the anxiety, and you're going to mess around and teach yourself how to swim.
Yeah. Yeah.
So get your life jacket. Gary, you swim?
You know what? I took swimming in college, but I don't know how to swim on top of water. Yep. But I know how to swim underwater.
But you can jump in and dive and jump off the diving board and get to the side.
Oh,
Huh?
No.
Gary afraid of water.
Okay, we're going to teach you how to swim.
Okay, Gary, let's get some lessons.
Just under, I don't know how to do it on top.
Well, nobody want to teach you to swim because the inappropriate tights that you wear. Nobody want to get in the water with you.
Well, you're supposed to be killed in the
water. No. We're going to get you some regular swimming trunks because them little thongs, nobody out there with a grown man with your ass got a thong on trying to teach you how to. Miss Trish, I apologize for all this. Thank you so much for joining us. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up. All right, y'all, it's about that time. Rickey Smiley's DM. So here's my issue. I asked a friend if she could. Is this the DM?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the DM. Okay. Let us start with here's my issue. So I asked a friend if she could drop me off at the airport for a 5-day trip. So for a 5-day trip that I'm taking next week. The problem is she asked me if she could keep my car for the time I'm gone because her car is in the shop. Problem is her car is like 15 years old and raggedy. All right, my car is a 2022 Lexus that costs like over 50 grand. She can't get a rental, doesn't have a credit card, and she smokes cigarettes. So I don't want to seem bougie. But honestly, I don't want nobody driving my car that can't afford to fix it in case something happens. I couldn't get myself to say no right off the bat, so I told her that I would think about it. But honestly, I just want to say no. Please help me. Brat?
No.
Come on to the mic.
The answer is no.
All right, and why?
Because I'm not driving no raggedy car, and you ain't finna drive my new good car, and you smoke cigarettes. You got too much going on. You ain't finna have my car stinking because if you ain't smoking in there, it's gonna be in your clothes. No. I'll rent you a car.
Okay.
I'll rent you a cheaper car because if you tear my car up, you can't fix it.
Right, and you got a problem.
And I got a problem.
Now, what if they tear up the rental, and that's on you?
I'd rather pay for the rental than you mess up my car that I love so much that I put so much into.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Gary.
Yeah, I agree. And my thing is this, how dare you do that by asking me that? We're not playing with bicycles, honey. This is a car. If my car break, I got to fix my doggone car. You're not going to fix my car. You're going to just say, well, I'm sorry. But I'm like, honey, I would like, girl, let me help you rent a car. I do that when people want to stay with me.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be bored. Well, girl, let me just go ahead and go half on the hotel, and you do the other half, honey, and we just make it like that.
And so this whole cigarette thing, Maria.
Yeah, the cigarette thing is pretty serious because cigarette smoke lingers. But my thing is, like, why don't you just take a ride share to the airport instead of having somebody drop you off?
But I got a friend who always calls me to drop him off at the airport, and it's like, bro, it's 2023. You ain't heard of Uber and Lyft? Like, why do you want? Some people just want somebody.
Who's still getting a ride to the airport?
That's what I said. That's grown.
It's 2023.
That's what I said.
Let's jump in Uber.
Exactly. Or Lyft is even cheaper.
But some people are old school and they don't trust, like, because some people are old school and they don't understand the whole concept of riding with a stranger.
Rod, did you used to let your friend with the little baby Jerry curl drive your car?
Don't say his name, but yeah.
I ain't gonna say his name.
Yeah.
The one that had the strike, the Ronald McDonald, the one that Tommy Davidson called Ronald McDonald. He had on the striped shirt and the little baby Jerry curl. Tommy Davidson said, "Give it up for Ronald McDonald." Yeah, and Rati laughed in his face, and he ain't spoke to him since.
Oh,
you let him use your. You had it when you had your car.
It had the whole. Yeah, man. It got broken into. didn't offer to pay or replace anything. And to this day, man, it's just one of the situations that I regret.
Now we got our money expert. What are the liability with stuff like this? Being a friendship, let me use your car. Let me hold your ride.
Well, technically, your insurance will cover you as long as you've given the person permission. As long as they did not steal the car, your car insurance will cover their accident.
All right, I want to say
really? Yes.
Let me say this right here. How about everybody stop putting yourself in a position to be told no? See, I'm not going to even ask for certain stuff that I might get a no. If I feel that they could possibly say no, I'm not going to put nobody even in a predicament to have to tell me no. And this is what we got to do a whole segment on common sense and common courtesy. You know what I'm saying? Like why do you ever get somebody to ask you something, be like, why the hell would they even ask me that?
Right.
Now I got to sit up here and figure out how to tell you no. Or whatever, when it's something that you never should have asked
in the first place.
In the first damn place.
Right.
Have you ever asked somebody something that you thought was going to say no, but they said yes?
Yeah. But no, not really, because if I thought they were going to say no, I would never ask it.
Gotcha.
Because I don't want to put somebody else in a predicament to have to tell me no, because that makes them uncomfortable.
Because that's a passive-aggressive manipulation move when you ask somebody something that you know they might say no, but then again, it's passive-aggressive manipulation.
We got to talk about that, y'all. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up.
Finance, wealth, and growth. It's Money Mondays on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all, it's about to go down, y'all. We got the one and only Janai Thornton in the studio, live from our studios in the DF Dub. Janai, good morning.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
We happy to have you in the studio. We can aggravate you to death. You'd have been on the whole show this morning. Last week we talked about how young adults are so broke they're still living at home, ruining their parents' retirement, borrowing money from mom and dad to pay their bills. So we got you in this morning, to help us out. To help, just to help the young people this morning. So I'm excited about that. What advice do you have for parents who are in this situation?
So what I want to start talking about are for parents who are not meeting their retirement goals or just not living the quality of life that they want to because they're supporting their adult children. So I'm not talking about your sweet little 10 or 12-year-olds. These are your adult children. First of all, I need everybody to know there is no financial aid for retirement. Okay. There is no financial aid for retirement, so we have to remember that. On average, parents are spending over $1,400 a month to support their adult children. Right. $1,400 a month. So adult kids now. Yeah. Over 40% of parents are supporting children up to age 33 now.
What?
So that's the standard. Age 33 is the standard. So just like we are getting used to our children graduating from high school, graduating from college, now we have to get used to graduating them off of our parent payroll so they can be independent.
Now, parents who want to help parents who want to help their adult children save money may keep them on their car insurance even if their adult child lives are out of state. Adult child lives out of state. Why might that be an issue for parents?
You know, Brad, that's a big thing that people do to kind of save money. So now your child has probably graduated from college. They're living on their own, and you still have them on your insurance. But guess what? Particularly if they live out of state, they have to have their own insurance. The insurance covers where the car is garaged. So by you saving money, you're actually setting yourself up for liability. We have to understand when our children become adults, we need to begin to create some separation because we're the one with the assets. We're the one who owns the house. We're the one who has a retirement account or some money in the bank. So we don't want their actions to get us in trouble. So again, we need to be preparing them to graduate off of our payroll and separate from us.
Right.
Okay, now we're talking to money expert, Ms. Janai Thornton. Now, Janai, I've heard that you mentioned how important exposure is when it comes to getting young adults financially independent. So what do you mean, honey, by exposure, and why is it important?
I think exposure is key to graduating our young adults off our parent payroll. So, like, if you're going to get your taxes done, please take your kids with you. You buying a new house or car, please take your kids with you. You're on the phone with your insurance agent, please put your young adult or your teenagers on the phone with you. How else are they supposed to learn? We want them to be independent, but we're not exposing them. So these are the things that have to happen. It's a process. You know, we're handling money over here, and then they're over here living their lives. but we want them to go. We have to equip them to move on.
Yeah. I love the duality of this conversation because it's not only, I want to keep my money that I earn, but you also want your child to learn some self-sufficiency.
Absolutely.
So if you have an adult child.
Excuse me. Can you Google
self-sufficiency?
Self-sufficiency.
Google that, girl.
Yeah, 'cause, some of us are challenged.
Maria, why you do this? You just mess up the whole. Everything
I'm
was
just
going
vibing
good.
with
I'm saying the whole.
I know unequivocally throw us off.
What?
She unequivocally
Wait a minute,
throws
we're
us
going
off.
to do one word at a time, please.
Google that.
Unequivocally.
Yeah, everything, the interview be going good, and then here she come with that FAMU stuff.
Continue.
Hold on, Maria.
Hold on. Here, let's just go ahead on and do what that means. It's able to maintain oneself or itself without outside aid, capable of providing for one's own need, a self-sufficient farm, having an extreme confidence in one's own ability or worth, haughty, overbearing.
Okay, ask the damn question, Maria. Stop.
So how can we teach our children, our adult kids, to be more self-sufficient? And should we start charging them rent if they're still staying at our house?
Yeah, I think adult children should pay rent.
Yep.
Again, these are not your.
I think so too.
Absolutely, these are not your sweet, precious 10-year-olds. I'm talking about your able-bodied 25-year-old, independent, healthy children. How else are they going to learn the responsibility of what it's like to live in the real world?
Exactly.
And this is the practice that happens. So it's a process to get them financially independent. Brad is over here having a fit right now, Jesus. He's over here having a fit. But it is critical.
I had to take a mic.
I know. I see.
Yeah.
Literally took her mic. But it is critical for our children's success and our success, too, for them to get in the habit. Yeah. We're not setting them up for the real world if they're not paying rent. So I'm not saying they have to pay market rent, but they certainly need to be paying rent.
When me and my brother James used to cut yards and my Uncle Archie, honey, we used to have to give $25 to the house every Saturday when we got paid. And we didn't get paid that much money. But my mama made us give $25 to the house.
Yes. So, Gary, you used to do landscaping.
Yes, honey. My Uncle Archie had a landscaping company. And, honey, we cut yards. And, honey, we used to cut a lot of yards. And $25, which my parents didn't need the money, but we had to tell us how to get. And that's what bothers me, how these grown people let these kids live with them and say, well, they saving money to get their own place. No. You need to get some money right now, too, and save. Hell, y'all don't make people give their doggone money to the doggone house.
It has nothing to do whether you need it or if you can afford it or not. It's about building the habit. This is how we prepare them for the real world.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a good topic.
It is.
It's a critical topic.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because my granddaddy, when I was working, I had to give my grandmother my check.
Right.
And then she would, like, in her own way, if she needed something, she would use it, but she would put my money up. So when I got ready to get my first apartment or a little piece of car that, if he found a good deal, she had money. She used to keep it up in the china cabinet,
right.
Up in the dish or up in those dishes and stuff. And then you had everything you needed to that helped give me my start. So that's really important. Janai, let everybody know how they can follow your website as well.
Okay, so you can always follow me at Janai Thornton. That's JINITHORNTON. And if you need some help on graduating your young adult off your parent payroll, please check out my website, endparentpayroll.com. Again, endparentpayroll.com.
Man, Janai, it's always good to have you.
I'm so happy to be here with y'all today.
Yep. In the studio.
In the flesh.
Oh, my goodness.
Your pretty self.
I'm so happy to be here.
You went to FAM. You went to
A&T.
North Carolina.
Aggie Pride.
Aggie Pride.
Go ahead and shout out all the...
Come on. First of all, shout out to North Carolina A&T State University, Aggie Pride. Shout out to the most amazing, beautiful women of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
Yeah. Come
on now.
There it is.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. 16 minutes after the hour, got your front page coming up next. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hey, everybody stop for a minute. What's going on? Hold on. Stop. Well, what's going on? Well, what's wrong with your phone? We're trying to help you.
He doesn't know how to power off his phone. He doesn't even know how to turn it.
Give the phone to Rock T.
It's a flip phone.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
Hold the power button in the top.
Hold the power button in the top.
Yeah.
Give the phone to Brett.
What kind of phone is it?
The phone has been disconnected.
It's not disconnected.
It is disconnected. If it says you can only make emergency calls. What does that mean, Janai?
Did you pay the bill, Gary? Jesus.
Gary
Gary can't turn his phone off.
Gary, did you pay the bill?
I didn't take my lithium last night neither, so I don't want to talk.
Don't cry.
Well, damn it, I don't want to talk.
All right, go to the front page.
News headlines.
Entertainment. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
What did he do to your phone on purpose?
Oh, it's 25 minutes after the top of the hour. Maria Moore, you got the front page?
I do, and I'm focused. Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, RSMS family. Here's your Monday news. A former Minnesota police officer who fatally shot Dante Wright, a black man she pulled over in a traffic stop turned arrest, was released from prison just hours ago. Kim Potter, who yelled taser when she claimed she mistook her gun for a stunning device, was convicted of manslaughter in the April 2021 shooting. Now, she served 16 months of a 2-year sentence. She will be on supervised release for the remainder of her sentence, according to Minnesota law. In other news, the NAACP is suing the state of Mississippi over separate and unequal policing that will return to the Jackson, Mississippi area under a state-run police department. Republican Governor Tate Reeves says violent crime in Jackson has made it necessary to expand where the Capitol Police can patrol. He also says it's necessary to authorize some appointed judges opposed to them being elected. The NAACP said Friday that there are serious violations of self-government because they take control out of the hands of the residents. Lastly, there's good news for Americans struggling with medical debt. The 3 major credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, declared that all medical debt under $500 will be removed from credit reports. More than 100 million people and 41% of adults owe money for health care per the Kaiser Family Foundation. The deletion is expected to boost consumer credit scores. I'm Maria Moore, and that's a quick look at news. For more on these stories and other headlines, visit RickeySmileyMorningShow.com. Rock T, what's going on in sports?
Everything good. Gary, you got your phone together? You good?
Yeah, Brad got it turned off.
So can you make calls on it?
I don't know.
Let's take a look at sports. Rock's easy. What is it? All right, what happens to your phone when you don't pay the bill?
Well, yeah, they have it in a status where you can receive call, but you can't make a call. So if somebody calls you, try to call them back.
Did anybody try to call his phone?
I did. It went through. It's a network issue.
It's gonna redirect
so the phone went through. It rung.
It went through. It rang. And
I
I got your voicemail.
I put it on speaker, Gary. We're gonna call your phone and see what happens.
You got to first come on.
How long does it take for your phone? And why you have a flip? Is that a flip iPhone?
No,
it's Samsung.
iPhone. Why is it taking so long to come on?
Do you want me to call him?
Yeah, call his phone.
I'm calling him right now.
Oh, you are? You're calling him. Okay.
Yeah. It's ringing.
And I mean, he mad.
Yeah.
But
I will return your call. And a thought, ask for advice when you need it. But remember that no one is an expert on your life.
okay, yeah.
One more time.
No.
It's still loading.
It's low.
Come up to the mic. Say where, Brett?
It's still loading. It's coming.
So we're just trying to see if something wrong with his phone, or his phone been disconnected because he didn't pay the bill. Do they take the money out of your account, or you go down there and pay it?
No, I pay it.
Did you go?
When the last time you went down there and paid it?
I don't know.
Well, why are you mad at everybody?
Stop.
The whole show has stopped because your energy has shifted. Now you sit up here with this phone, and you got Janai and flew all the way across the country to be with us today, making us look bad. Now, when the voice, what does that mean? Call it.
Yeah,
Recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
He's been having a hard couple of hours.
Did it ring?
Let me tell you something. I didn't take my damn lithium because I didn't have it on my stomach last night. So that's why. And you asking me these aggravating questions. It's aggravating me.
Well, yeah, outside. We just want to make sure.
Why is it going to voicemail?
Because you must didn't pay it, Gary.
And they give you a little time period before they cut it all off.
You have a GoFundMe?
You got to make arrangements, Gary. You got to make arrangements. You got to pay a half of it and then tell them you'll bring the other half in 2 weeks.
Don't cry, Gary.
Try to call. Try to dial out. Try to dial out. See what happens.
Gary.
Brett, you fixed the phone for him? You have to reset it?
I did.
Brett, you ever made arrangements?
What?
On your phone bill. You know how you give them half of the bill now, and then they give you like 16 days to pay the other half.
Now we're going to get called in the office.
It's automatic. It come on.
It ruined the whole segment. The whole segment.
Yeah, Gary, why don't you put it on auto pay?
So what now?
Yeah, see, you make the payment arrangement, and then you can call them back the day before they take the next one out and tell them you need another arrangement.
You tried to call Maria just now, went to voicemail?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just go in with the show.
Say what?
Just go with the show.
We are going with the show.
Well, go with him.
All right, go.
There go, Gary. There go.
Answer. That's Brett. Answer it.
Brad.
Gary.
Okay.
Let's go into the hospital.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
You can catch me at the house. It's the BR18.
I don't care what nobody think. This show was not finna move until his phone get on because he had tears in his eyes.
He was upset.
And he was really, really upset, and we just went. We was not prepared to move on. Brett, you got the hospital. What you got?
Good morning, Ricky. Good Lord. Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brett Tat.
Let's give a big round of applause for Gary. Gary's phone.
Yes, Gary's phone is working, Gary. It's going to be all right.
Yes, it is, Jesus, honey. He on the main line.
Well, did he fix it quick?
He fixed it quick.
Yeah, so he might not come when you want him,
But
but
he always on time.
come on now, let's go. Hello, somebody.
Won't he do it? Said he would.
He said he would.
Said he would.
Telephone disconnect.
Wait until your next paycheck. Work it out till you all to do. Work it out, witness, he'll see you through.
Work it out.
Witness, he'll see you through.
Work it out. Bring it
out.
over to the Lord and he'll work it out.
Okay, y'all. Jonathan Major's attorney, Priya Chaudhry, filed legal documents obtained by the Post stating that the cab driver alleged the actor was assaulted by professional dancer Jabari on March 25th while she was attempting to steal his phone on the way home from a Brooklyn bar. Now, according to the 33-year-old Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania actor's legal rep, they said the driver proves that Majors did not choke or hit Jabari, 30, in any way. I guess that's his girlfriend then. Or even raised his voice. She said the driver reported a woman hitting, scratching, and attacking the actor, and that Majors asked the driver to stop the car so he could get out that night. Jonathan Majors is innocent and has not abused anyone. Chaudhry claimed in a statement, of course now she's saying that, we have provided irrefutable evidence. What's irrefutable, Maria?
Basically undisputable, like
evidence that cannot be questioned.
Cannot be questioned. Yeah.
Okay. To the district attorney that the charges are false. We are confident that he will be fully exonerated. I hope they better hurry up because he done lost everything already. Now, later on the evening of the incident, Jabari, this is the girlfriend, was spotted in a newly released security camera footage obtained by the Post drinking and clubbing while using her right hand, which was supposed to be injured by Majors during the incident that night. So she supposedly called Majors 32 times and sent several angry texts claiming infidelity and threatening suicide. So apparently they saying this lady is crazy and that Jonathan Majors is innocent. But it's kind of too late now because he done lost everything.
And she ain't crazy, honey. That woman knew exactly what she was doing, honey. He was trying to cheat on her, honey. You do not cheat on a beautiful European woman in 2023. No. So he did that, so she fixed him up.
So now he's lost damn near everything.
Everything, honey. He won't be an ant anymore.
Oh, what?
Ant-Man.
Oh, damn.
I mean, that wasn't his role in the movie, but I get what you're saying.
He won't be an ant anymore.
That was low-key shade.
Yeah, it was, Gary. And you didn't talk about this man. The movie he's in is called Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh, well, Wasp.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He wasn't a wasp either.
He was like King Kang or Kang, something like that. He was a,
Well, now he at home, honey, waiting to get a case, honey.
Yeah, you better stop talking about people because you just went through this thing with your phone and we was feeling bad for you. So try to still be nice.
Okay.
Yeah. We gonna wrap up the hospital on that note. Gary is being nice, y'all. You know what I'm saying? His phone is fixed and everything is okay. He gonna be home to his medicine soon, and we gonna keep Gary lifted up in prayer.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. The time now is 26 minutes before the top of the hour. Coming up next, we got the praise mix down. We gonna keep you in prayer, Gary, with the White Stone. Okay, it's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all, it's time for the State of Black America with the current president of the National Urban League, the one and only Mr. Mark Moriel. Mr. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. It's great to be with you this morning. And I just want to report today on the state of Black America. Last week, we were at Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia, for the release of the state of Black America. And I want to thank Dr. David Thomas, the students at Morehouse, the faculty and the administrators who showed out in large numbers. The mayor of Atlanta, Andre Dickens, also was with us, a number of state legislators, community activists, Nancy Blake Johnson, Tracy Mosley, the leaders of the Urban League in Georgia. They were all there, Ricky, and it was an incredible event. And I would let everyone know that the impressive panel discussion we held with the students, not only of Morehouse, but of Spelman, Clark, Atlanta, and Morris Park College, really, really energized me that we have incredible emerging leaders, young people who are prepared to lead with fierce determination, with social justice sensibilities, and with great, great preparation. So the State of Black America event was great. Now let's talk about the report quickly. And for everyone listening, NUL.org, you can download the report. You can go and look at the report.
Yes.
This year we dealt with the climate of hate and racism and white supremacy and the way in which this movement on the far right is beginning to impact America, the suppression of votes, the suppression of history, the denial of climate change, the suppression of the right of people to make healthcare choices on their own, particularly women, is what this right-wing hate movement is giving this nation. But we must push back. We must be organized. We must be aware. Yes, we must be woke in terms of fighting for the future of this country. So we, in this report, connect the dot between this hate effort and legislative efforts taking place in places like Georgia and Alabama. I just saw that the governor of Alabama fired someone, an education official, because that person wanted to teach young children a certified, recognized national curriculum that talked about a variety of things, including diversity and respect for people based on gender orientation. This is a right-wing cabal gone amok. We must fight back against it. State of Black America report is a call to action for people to work in their community and fight against this. We could spend a lot of time talking about numbers and statistics on the social and economic issues. We will report on that next year in 2024. This year, we talked about the rise in hate crimes, the rise in violence, and what it is doing and how it is impacting our nation. So that is the State of Black America report at NUL.org. And I want you to continue to follow me on all social media channels, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, at Mark Morial and at Nat Urban League and Ricky. That is the State of Black America.
That's right, y'all. You've been listening to the State of Black America with the former New Orleans mayor and Louisiana State Senator Mark Morial, member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Yes, sir. You know I knew, Mr. Mark.
You got it, baby. We in the divine, all of us in the Divine Nine, and long live A5.
Yes, sir, man. Currently president of the National Urban League, man. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Mark. We will see you next Monday. Have a blessed day. All right, y'all. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up.